President and executive members of National Farm Produce Association of Nigeria, NPPAN. I want to congratulate you on organizing this event. But permit me to remind you that Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment has responsibility to support all initiatives that will
2006, attended a course on managing and leading strategic change. Also, he attended Oxford University course on negotiation in 2013. He also attended a course on leadership in crisis at the Harvard Kennedy School in 2014. In 2016, as a man who admires and covets knowledge, he attended a course on transformational leadership in Cambridge University, United Kingdom, and he did this Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, was elected into the Federal House of Representatives to represent the good people of Bogoro, Das, Tafawa Balewa constituency in 2007. Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, is renowned as a strong advocate for the independence of the legislature and to buttress his political dexterity and acceptance among his constituents. He has been re-elected since 2007 into the House of Representatives up until June 2023. The legislative interests of Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, include tenancy, regulating monopolies, company law, and intellectual property. At various times, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, has served as chairman of House committees, notable among them the House Committee on Customs and Excise, the Committee on House Services and Welfare, and the House Services Committee. At various times, he has also been a member of several House committees, notable among them the Nigeria Customs Service Pro Panel, the House Contract CAM Pro Panel, the House Ad Hoc Committee on Crude Oil Theft, as well as the House Ad Hoc Committee on Constitutional Review. In 2010, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, sponsored the Corporate Manslaughter and Data Protection Bill. These were closely followed in 2011 by the Federal Competition Commission Bill. In 2013, he sponsored a bill for an act to amend Section 143 of the Nigerian Constitution in order to make the process of removal of the President and the Vice President on charges of misconduct less ambiguous. In the same year, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, sponsored bills on public interest disclosure and hire purchase. In the 8th Assembly, in spite of opposition, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara emerged Speaker of the House of Representatives. Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR, has sponsored the Data Protection Bill 2015, the Public Interest Disclosure Bill 2015, and the Hire Purchase Bill 2015. As Speaker and as a member, honorable member sponsored many motions throughout the duration of his legislative career. Some of these motions bordered on alleged concession agreement between the Ministry of Finance and a technology firm which was signed in secrecy during the government transition period. He also sponsored motions for the indiscriminate granting of waivers, exemptions, and concessions by the federal government. Also among the motions sponsored are the need for the Central Bank of Nigeria to implement the cashless policy in phases based on the availability of requisite infrastructure. It will interest you all to know, honorable members, invited guests, National President of NPPAN executives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, that as of June 2016, after a year in office as Speaker, the House of Representatives under the leadership of His Excellency Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara CFR had passed 85 bills through third reading, making it the highest in the history of Nigeria's National Assembly. His Excellency Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara CFR is a strong advocate for the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery of the northeast region of Nigeria, which has been ravaged by 6 years of insurgency and still counting, over 6 years of insurgency and still counting. Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara CFR made history as the first ever speaker to step down from his seat to sponsor a motion when he raised a motion on the urgent need for rehabilitation, reconstruction, recovery, and development of the northeast zone in Nigeria. His Excellency has also lent his voice to call on the international community to assist with rebuilding the northeast region and suggested convening a donor conference to achieve this. Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara CFR is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association, the International Bar Association, the Nigerian Institute of Management, the Chartered Institute of Mediators and Conciliators. He is also a member of the Cyber Bar Association and the Social Policy Association. He is also an associate member of the Institute of Environment Management and Assessment. Ladies and gentlemen, in October 2022, in recognition of his contribution to national development, President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022 conferred on Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR. At this juncture, I would like to call on Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara CFR and NPPAN National President Ambassador Alphonsus Ian for the formal investiture and presentation of certificate ceremony. Thank you very much.
was planned for 100 years, then dedicate your children. That is the first quotation. Reflect on that. And secondly, you know, when we're talking about philosophy, wisdom, the roots all go to Greek. So it was the Greek who now said that a society grows great when all men plant trees whose shades they know that they will never leave them. So why are we here? Mr. President came to my office and we picked up this discussion, obviously, because for me, I am looking for solution. I'm tired of Nigerians. Anywhere you go to, even if it's a social functions, weddings, what have you on the media, the cry always is about our national challenges and problems. As if other countries don't have challenges. Hardly do you see people articulating solutions to the problems they're discussing. And you know, one thing with problem is that the more you discuss it, the bigger it becomes. If as long as you continue to defy it, to worship your problems in the manner in which we are celebrating it in Nigeria, we elevate them to the point that they grow so big that we begin to think that they are ants. We are ants before them because we have raised huge mountains out of them. But I must assure us that there's no nation that is not confronted with teething national challenges, just as Nigeria. The only difference is that there are people there who are seated, looking for solutions, reflecting hardly as to what they need to do in order to overcome those challenges. There's no problem without solution. And the truth is that only those who are engaged in the search, those solutions to those problems eventually find them. So when he came to me, I said, Mr. President, if we are going to do anything at the level in which I will be involved, then we will be doing it for Nigeria, for Nigerians, and in the interest of our people. So go and bring me, I told you, put it in writing, not just discussions that we were having. Tell me in clear terms, how are we going to leverage on the opportunities cultivating palm trees will give us in order to pull millions of families out of poverty. I spoke about that recently in Lagos at the platform, how the Chinese have pulled how many millions of their citizens, hundreds, over 700 million people out of poverty. India recently declared that they have pulled more than 200 million out of poverty. Why are we not doing that in this country? Do the Chinese have 5 heads and we have 1? Or do they walk on 50 legs? What of the Indians? How poor must we be as citizens of a democracy when even things that we are seeing glaringly in other countries that we can easily copy, we cannot copy them. We always seek to complain and complain and complain, as if whining and whimpering over our national problems will bring solutions. They will never, except we put our leadership and thinking caps, which is part of what we're doing today. So before I accepted the challenge to lead the Act for Peace, he brought in a paper. I have it in my pocket. And I want to read it here so that if it is not true you advise me, I will drop this thing here. I want to be sure that our estimation is right. And then once it is right, we can run with this. So, Mr. President convinced me that we can actually pull millions of families from abject poverty. By 2028, that's few years from now, we can make this industry rise to about 16 trillion economy. 16 trillion. And how do we achieve that? He said that if we can get, just to start with, to begin with, or it's just the beginning, these are estimates, 2.5 million families, maybe across 29 or 30 states of Nigeria, where we know that palm trees do very well. 2.5 million. Each family to cultivate 1 hectare of palm trees, 1 hectare. And then a hectare of palm trees gives you 150 trees, which is very easy. 1 hectare is a football field. If you have a family of 4, you don't even have to bring laborers. You can clean it, you can take care of these trees, you can even water them. So if we do that, 2.5 million household times 150 trees, instantly within 4 years, that gives us 375 million. Do the mathematics yourself, please. 375 million oil palm trees by 2008. Now, the average yield of palm oil per hectare for the hybrid, which is anticipated will be planted, the Tenera variety, is 5 tons. So, and it is known that within 3 years it will start fruiting. So 1 hectare of this particular hybrid yields 5 tons, we have agreed. Therefore, if you do the mathematics, 5 tons, the price in the market is, I think, 1 million per ton. That's the average. It can be more, it might be less, but the average price is 1 million. So let's just take the average. That gives you 5 million annually per household. 5 million naira annually per household. So if you do the summation again, 5 million times 2.5 million households across the 30 states that are cultivating 1 hectare, just 1 hectare, 1 football field each. That gives you 5 million times 2.5 million. That gives you 12.5 trillion naira. Simple arithmetics. Even primary 4-5 students can calculate this. So that is in relation to just red oil. We're not talking about other, other derivatives or other produce. So you have the oil palm kernel, and it gives you 1 ton per hectare, if I'm right, Mr. President. Therefore, if you do 1 ton, the average price is 1.5 million now. That gives you 1.5 million annually per household from 1 hectare. Now, let's do the arithmetic again. 1.5 million times 2.5 million. That gives you 3.750 trillion. As simple as that. So the total amount to be generated from this endeavor, just getting 2.5 million families across 30 states in Nigeria to plant, to cultivate just 1 hectare of palm trees, will give us the 12.5 trillion that we had worked out on red oil, plus the 3.750 trillion. And the mathematics investments are made. That is where we are going to be. Now, the problem is that this sector, he has spoken to the demand in Nigeria, which is estimated at 3 million tons, and they say that we're currently producing 1.02 metric tons. So we're importing the balance. And I will say, how poor can we be as a people? Something that grow in the wild. You don't even have to suffer much. Some, they grow there, they yield without anybody tendering to them. Yet, we are importing it. If you fly, take a flight from here to Lagos. I like looking down when I'm flying, really. And then you can hardly see cities. Very few places where you can see cities. The rest is uncultivated arable land. Look at River Benue, River Niger, all these, the banks, we can turn them into fields where we can cultivate and raise these trees. But how we are not doing that beats my imagination. So this is the promise that this industry holds. And imagine if we can raise this to a 16.2 trillion economy by the year 2028. Apart from the national prestige that it will give us as a people in Nigeria, that will promote us to number 2 palm producing nation in the world. And if efforts are sustained, assuming we do the 2.5, it succeeds very well, we'll do another 2.5 again. Then we're lifting 5 million households out of poverty. And these are families that when they're cultivating grain, the produce they get cannot even feed them in a year. So they can still plant their palm trees and still cultivate, so family income improves. National prestige, everybody knows that, oh, we are now taking the right steps in order to reclaim the lost glory that the president has spoken to. So we must do it, honestly speaking. And I think that is why we are here. And if it is true, if there's any objection, I need to hear it from the calculation and the mathematics we have done here. But if we think this is right, I will tell you that it's achievable. If we don't achieve it, it will be because there's no leadership. Even money is not a problem. Where leadership is, there will be resources. What attracts leadership is credible leadership. What attracts money is credible leadership. And the reason why sometimes in Africa we don't have access to credit is just because of the risks. If you eliminate the risks to zero, any financial institution you walk to, they give you money. If US wants to borrow money or Britain, they don't go to World Bank. I don't know whether we ever wondered where they borrow their money from. It's only Nigeria, developing nation, oh, you are going to IMF, they begin to give you conditions. You are running to World Bank, they begin to give you conditions. But when they know that the risks are as baseline, almost zero, you can even raise money from your citizens. When they trust you enough, they trust your leadership enough to know that you will not default and you honor your obligation, money will flow. So the flow of resources and money follows after the kind of leadership you have. So with the leadership, whatever it is that we need to cultivate these millions of hectares of palm tree, we will be able to raise that, and it will be done. Now, but for that to be done, government has to lead the way, as it is done in other climes, whether it is in Indonesia, that the president said they are the #1 now in oil palm, or it is in Malaysia. Government has to lead the way by creating the enabling environment. So that can be done very easily. We've seen the speed with which the national anthem can change So this one perhaps is even more important than the national anthem. We can create that speed and give it traction, but government has to create the enabling framework. If they have this thing in consultation with the relevant stakeholders, some of whom have sat here, within a week, 2 weeks, 1 month maximum, that enabling framework, the legal, whatever framework it is, that is in tandem with international best practices, can actually be created by government. And then there's the issue of this palm oil levy. The NGO man that spoke here, I don't know whether you've ever interrogated that and the association. I've been in the National Assembly. If you ask me, I will tell you what has been done with sugar development levy, what has been done with rice development levy. But honestly speaking, throughout my 16 years in the National Assembly, I did not have any reason to think about oil palm development levy, although I know that it was instituted by Obasanjo's government in maybe around 2001. So that money has been there, accumulating the CBN, assuming we believe that CBN, So, and I'm happy members of the National Assembly are here. It is their responsibility to hold the government to account, to inquire into these things, and to even investigate. Please, if this fund is there, it will have risen to hundreds of billions by now. So we don't even have to look for money anywhere. Any of us who is close to the government, and I believe that maybe if the media amplifies this discussion, it will get to the president. The president should, in the national interest, look into the administration of this fund or the whereabouts of this fund. And if it is there, then obviously we don't have any problem. But if that money is not there, whoever has taken that money should be made to face the music, and then the money should be recovered, whatever it takes. So that by the time we plow it into this venture, we are generating more money for the government. We are expanding the economic space to accommodate so many families, and we're bringing so many families out of poverty. So it is something that has to be done. And honestly, I will also suggest that for us to make progress, maybe there will be need for the president to constitute a presidential implementation committee on oil palm development in Nigeria. Let him escalate the thing to a point whereby almost on monthly or every 2 months basis, there will be briefing as to how far progress has been made in this direction, and then he should actually devote time to supervise this. Because if in 4 to 5 years this can inject 16.2 trillion into our economy, Mr. President will be writing his name in gold if he devotes time to midwifing this or cradling it to maturity. It is very important that that is done. So for me, let me not speak too much. Although when you have a politician, a lawyer, politician, you are bargaining for trouble if you give them microphones. But let me discipline myself and to say that, look, one of the mistakes we make as a people is that in Nigeria, when you speak and they don't hear you, you tend to let your guards down. The conversation is the one, nobody is going to listen anyway. Why should I waste time? But on matters like this, on life-saving matters, life-saving interventions like this, we should resolve to advocate, to speak up, to work, even if they were not listening to us. It will never be an excuse for us to give up until the vision is realized. You cannot carry everyone on board. Sometimes so many people are skeptical. They will wait until they begin to see the fruits before they jump into the boat. But we will go ahead. And I'm happy to say that I accept this nomination and the confirming wholeheartedly. And we will work together with the association and the NGOs that are working to help them until this message gets to the right quarters and the appropriate intervention is made. So thank you very much, Mr. President. I believe that we will work together and we will not drop the ball. Our eyes will be on the ball. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that eye-opening remark. At this juncture, please permit me to invite to the podium to give a vote of thanks on behalf of His Excellency, Dr. Abubakar Yunusa Ahmad, former Honorable Member of the House of Representatives.
The Patron now, who preceded the chairman of NPPAN, other distinguished personalities here, I crave your indulgence to stand on the existing protocol. We were skeptic, I and Honorable Albert, that one of the entourage should have been invited to at least give his own, the entourage goodwill message, not knowing that we are put the cart before the horse, that the MC and the organizers have reserved the moment for us to give us the most simplest tax to say thank you, NPPAN, thank you, Mr. President, for choosing not just one of us, but our leader, indefatigable leader. We thought we were the only one that had been seeing the goods in him. We have been trying to find out the bad we have never seen, talk less of the ugly, in him. And we thought we are the only people, not knowing that several people have more eyes and they have seen, they have spotted more than what we around him are spotting. Thank you, NPPAN. And you have made the right choice. Not just in him. He told you throughout his stay in the National Assembly, some of us here are fourth-time members like him. Some among us here are third-time members. Some of us here are two-time members. The least you can find among this entourage, including the serving one, and those of us that just immediately exited the house with him last June 2023, are well experienced. And we have never seen and contemplated the value chain of these palm trees. But personally, I have an encounter in 1984-85. I had a stink in NIFO. When I mention NIFO, Ambassador Alphonsus might have known, National Institute for Oil Palm Research, in the then Bendel State. That was in Benin, when Delta and the present Edo State are together. Engineer Abdul was the Director General, and I worked on the farmers and engineer. You mentioned Malaysia, But 1984-85, still Malaysian people are still using NIFO as their consultant for oil farm. And I was there, and I participated in that program. So you have one in the entourage of His Excellency who is firm about oil farm. So we can give him the antidote. And we will tell him to even raise, we will take the lead. So you have made the correct choice. Again, among us here sitting, maybe you might have identified one of your members. I think if I said he has more than 150,000 seedling presently cultivated farmland between Abuja and Kaduna, I am not being too far away from the truth, Honorable Jagaba. Today here, even today, from his house now, he has more than 125-liter jerrycan of fresh palm oil. And he has chronicled me as the chief patronizer. And I'm campaigning for him. Joke on a lighter mood. The issue here is that you wouldn't have made a better choice than what we did. And in him, we have already seen that lost glory, though it was lost yesterday, but this morning I saw vision. And by sunset today, we are conquering it. I don't want to bother you. You have made the right choice. You have gotten a round peg in the round hole, a square peg in the square hole. So, he said it's leadership. So, we have chosen the leader. So, let's see what will happen. And I believe right from this hall, NPPAN, you had the privilege of talking with His Excellency before this confinement. Those of us that are here now, in fact, I don't think there are any doubting Thomases. Is there? So the journey has begun today. It has begun today. And I'm telling you, the journey that will take you 1,000 years, you have now reduced it to 1 kilometer or 1 year, less than 1 year, by choosing His Excellency, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR. With that, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. But the taste of the pudding is in the eating. So shall it be.
Thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to invite to give the vote of thanks the Vice President NPPAN South, Honorable Harrison Opame. Please step forward to give the vote of thanks. Right after, we'll be having the closing prayer and immediately proceed to the restaurant for a dinner. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, having listened to the last speaker for the vote of thanks, I just want to say I join myself with what he has said. But I have to tell this audience that His Excellency accepting to work with NPPAN is something of great joy to every member of this association. Every smallholder farmer in Nigeria can go to their bed this night and sleep well, because NPPAN has made the right choice. I want to appreciate the national president, Ambassador Alphonsus Yang, the man that is always self-motivated. He has broken so many grounds. Before now, like he said, NPPAN has been in existence for more than 35 years, but we've never seen it this good. What he's saying is what we are seeing today, practicalizing it now. So having a man like His Excellency as the patron of NPPAN, we are good to go. All of us, we want to appreciate you, sir. We want to thank you. We know you. We know your wealth of experience. We know your belief. We know your stance on issue. And joining force with us will take us to a giant leap. It will help to galvanize whatever has been a crooked way for us before now. It will help to promote this commodity. We appreciate the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment and Industry. We appreciate Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the representative. We appreciate every one of you here for coming to join us in this very auspicious occasion. This promotion that we have gotten today, we pray that in the very near future, we will gather together again to tell our stories of the achievement of NPPAN, because we have a father that knows the way, and we have a father right now that has his onions. We have a father that believes in results, and the national president too also believes in results. So the result we are putting to the table of all Nigerians, that NPPAN can give us trillions in this economy. And instead of looking to the black gold, which is oil, crude oil, let people look at the red gold. NPPAN, we are advocating for red gold revolution in Nigeria. And that red gold revolution just started now. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, every one of you. I thank the press. I thank everybody for this very wonderful time with us. God bless every one of you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.